Hare Krishna, Namaste.
Chapter 13 is entitled as Kshetrajña Yoga, also as Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga Yoga, also as Prakriti Purusha Viveka Yoga. Sloka 13, Part 2. Jñeyaṁ yattat pravakṣyāmi mat-paraṁ aśnute anādi mat-paraṁ brahma nāsad nāsad ucyate. I shall now explain the knowable, knowing which you will taste the eternal, Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. We are in a section where Krishna is giving an introduction to what is going to be coming in next few slokas. Atma is anādi, meaning beginningless, birthless. Atma is mat-paraṁ, is subordinate to the Supreme Lord. These are the two that we learned from the previous session. It may appear that not everyone seems to be subordinate to the Supreme Lord. So how can we say that Atma, Jivatma, is subordinate to the Supreme Lord? Two ways of seeing this one. One is, irrespective of one feels that they are subordinate, irrespective of one agrees they are subordinate or not, but still they are subordinate to the Supreme Lord. It's like whether the criminals of the country serves the country or doesn't serve the country, agrees the government or doesn't agree with the government. They are part of the government. They are part of the country. They are citizen. Likewise, the Jivatma, who is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, is subordinate to the Supreme Lord. Here is another important thing that we saw in the last session, that the Supreme Lord is present within every living entity. Whether a person agrees that he is subordinate or not, but this one, no one can deny the fact that the Supreme Lord is situated as Paramatma within all of us. So this is mat-paraṁ. In today's session, we'll focus on the term Brahman. Brahman literally means that which is great is called Brahman. So, in many places, in Gita, also in other Upanishads and other places, we can get reference where Jivatma is referred as Brahman at times. Atma is called Brahman because it is endowed with the 8 great qualities of the Lord Himself. In Chandogya Upanishad, it is said, Ya Atma apahata papma vijraha vramatyuhu vishokaha vijigitsaha apipasaha satyakamaha satyasankalpaha sonvistavyaha savinyasitavyaha. That is, the Atma is free of any sins, free of old age, free of death, free of sorrows, free of hunger, free of thirst. Its desires are true and its wills are executed. These are 8 qualities of the Supreme Lord which are endowed to the liberated Atma. Therefore, Atma is called Brahman. Also in Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, 26th verse, which we will see when we get there, it is said, Sagunan samatitaitan Brahma bhoyaya kalpate. And in 18th chapter, 54th sloka, Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. Like this, there are various places where Jñeyaṁ is referred as Brahman. We have also discussed the same subject in 8th chapter, 3rd verse, part 1, where Krishna says, Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavo ucyate. Now, let's see what is another reason that Jñeyaṁ is referred here as Brahman. The Supreme Lord is Vibhu, means He is present everywhere. He pervades everywhere by Himself. Whereas Jñeyaṁ is Anu, is very minute. But the Jñeyaṁ consciousness can spread everywhere. It has unlimited cognition. Therefore, the Jñeyaṁ is also referred as Brahman. Let us focus on understanding what it means by unlimited cognition, that its consciousness spreads everywhere. This is an important topic because this talks about the consciousness of the Atma. We need to know what is this consciousness that we loosely often use. Let's spend some time in understanding this topic on consciousness. We always say that Atma's presence is understood by its consciousness that spread all over the body. If there is no consciousness, that means it is a dead body. But an interesting point is that even a dead body can have Atma in it, whose consciousness are restricted, limited by that dead body. Atma is also present in the rocks, in the stones, but their consciousness is again restricted within that rock. When someone dies, the primary owner, principal owner of that body departs. That Jñeyaṁ leaves that body and goes on his next destination. During this interval where the dead body is going to be burnt, during that period, there are other Atmas which occupies this body. Due to their karma, they finish certain karma by just occupying these dead bodies and stay there for a very short period of time. Therefore, even the dead body has Atma, but that Atma are just come and go to finish certain part of their karma. So what we need to know is there are Atmas everywhere. Atmas are present in the mic, which is right in front of me. Atmas present on the table, but their consciousness are limited, restricted due to their karmas. The Atma which is situated within the rock, whose consciousness cannot extend beyond that rock because the rock doesn't have the sense objects through which the consciousness can travel to the external object to receive the information. That is not possible with the rock. Similarly, the Atma which is situated on a temporary basis in a dead body is also restricted because all the sense objects are shut down. Therefore, the consciousness cannot travel outside of this restricted body. The consciousness of the Atma within a plant can have some extended awareness. That's why we can see some plants, flowers, trees are inclined, turns towards the sun. This we cannot see in the dead body or in the rock, which means the consciousness on these non-sentient elements, objects, are very much restricted compared to the plants and trees. Higher than plants and trees are the reptiles, aquatics, birds, animals, and so forth, where they have sense object, where their consciousness, the Atma which is situated within this particular animal or a bird, whose consciousness can travel outside the body through the sense object to learn, understand the external object. Therefore, their consciousness are much higher compared to the plants. The plant's consciousness are higher compared to the rock. So what decides the degree of this consciousness? That is, the Atma present on the table in front of me can only have this much of consciousness. The Atma present within the plant can have little extra consciousness. The Atma present in a bird can have little more consciousness than the plants. All these are simply based on the individual karma of that Jivatma. Now there are a number of questions that we need to know about this topic. What does consciousness means? What are different names by which this consciousness are referred to? What is special about this consciousness? What is the base of this consciousness? What are the qualities of this consciousness? And very importantly, how does this consciousness function? We will be learning all these in the following sessions.
Namaste. Hare Krishna.